Welcome to How to Run Profitable Retreats. I am Leni Cavazos, retreat strategist and host of the show for coaches, entrepreneurs, and transformational leaders who want to design retreats that actually make money. If you've ever put your heart into a retreat only to walk away exhausted or worse, broke, you are not alone. This podcast is here to change that. Each week, I'll bring you stories, strategies, and expert insights to help you create meaningful, transformational retreats that also support your business, your lifestyle, and your bottom line. Let's make your next retreat not just powerful, but profitable. Hello, welcome to another podcast episode of How to Run Profitable Retreats. I am your host, Leni Cavazos, and I'm so excited to be here with you today because we're going to be talking about building a six-figure retreat business. The reality is that we need to make sure that we are running our retreats from a place of purpose and passion, but understanding that we do need to profit in order to keep doing it in the future over and over and over again. If we stick to just having our retreats from a place of passion and we're not profiting like 80% of retreat leaders out there, you give yourself the opportunity to fail. And I do not want you to fail into this place. So let's just go a little bit deeper into the vision behind it and why actually running a profitable business does not only help you, but it serves all those retreat attendees that are coming into your space. And I can already hear you asking yourself the questions. Does that mean I am no longer a good person, that I don't care about my clients if I'm actually profiting? And I want to tell you that is a limiting belief that you're putting for yourself behind the scenes. You can profit and still create an impact in people's lives. As simple as that. There's no need for you to not make a profit in order to make an impact. They're completely separate entities. If we even go deeper into this conversation and understanding really what happens behind the scenes, money is a beautiful vehicle for freedom to create the lives that we desire, but it does not make you either a better or a worse person. What money does is amplifies who you are. So if you're a good person and then you have money, you can do better things. And if someone is bad and they have money, they'll still be bad. They're not correlated to each other. So why not make an impact and profit all together? Over 80% of retreat leaders out there are not profiting from their business. And this is such a sad encounter in our space because you're changing the world. You're making a huge difference in other people's lives. And still, you might be choosing others over yourself when everyone can benefit. Absolutely everyone. Now, let's go deeper into what it means to run a six-figure retreat business. This does not mean that you need to follow one specific model in order to be successful. There's different layers on how you can make this happen. Some people might choose to just have one retreat per year and have a six-figure business. And others might choose to have 3, 4, 6, even 10 retreats per year. So we get to create that business model that works for you, for who you are, for how you want to show up in the world. Isn't that beautiful? That you get to design something that is so truly specific to who you are and how you want to show up in the world that makes such a huge difference in other people's lives. Now, as we go through the next couple of episodes in the podcast, I'm going to go and start bringing into pieces the different layers of the model that I teach in the six-figure retreat business, so you can have a better understanding on each single step of the profit. We have three main pillars, and then the fourth pillar is the bonus. It's once you reach those three pillars already, then you can add that fourth one that will take you to the next layer, to the next level of your business, to that room where you feel so excited that everything is possible. Again, retreats are not going anywhere. The trends for business in 2025 is so deep into the space of in real life experiences. If you've attended a retreat or an in-person conference or event, you know what this deep connection in the same room can do for you and for your clients. So they're not going anywhere. The wellness industry is growing. People are looking to travel with wellness inside of it, and that does not mean that all the retreats out there should be wellness oriented. But people have this keen passion and desire to change their lives. Actually, 80% of women are seeking transformation right now, today. They do not want to stay in the status quo where they were before. They want to change their lives. They want to upgrade who they are, how they show up, who they become. They want to learn to set boundaries. They want to learn how to make more money. They want to learn how to communicate with others. They want to heal trauma. So many different layers. Some of them might just want to go deeper and learn more how to crochet. There's different layers and categories when it comes to retreats. And we will go deeper into this as we go throughout the future podcast episodes, but I'll give you a little bit of a snippet right now. So the first one is wellness, right? So wellness, it means detox retreats, yoga retreats, anything that has to do with wellness. The second one is relationships. And relationships does not mean just relationship with your partners. It's relationship with your kids, with your parents, with your friends, with your family, with your boss. So we have wellness, relationships. The third one is wealth. So I was having a conversation with someone who's in the financial space. She was asking me, how could I put together a retreat that has this financial aspect? Is it possible? And I was like, yes, of course. Because really, retreats is a container for transformation where people come with the same intention to the room. All of them have the same intention. Now, wealth management, finances, manifestation retreats, anything that has to do with creating more wealth, legacy, managing your finances, but also managing maybe you have a trust. Maybe you got an inheritance. And wealth goes deeper than just money. So think about all the endless possibilities that you have in this space. And the last one, but not least, I would say is a smaller category of all, hobbies. Retreats for people who want to go more into carpenter, painting, crochet, horseback riding. Anything that is considered a hobby falls under this category of retreats. So far, we've been covering why. First of all, making money from your retreat business, it's okay. You actually need it. If not, you will have to end up going back to a 9-to-5 job. And who wants that? Do you think all those clients that you're helping and changing their lives want you to go back to a 9-to-5 job? I don't think so. They're looking and waiting for you. Then we spoke about how people are craving in-person experiences and they're not going anywhere. In all the different layers, how people want in real life experiences. Now the purchasing patterns have changed from pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, and now. So we need to understand behaviors. And we'll have another full episode where we will cover and talk about behaviors. And then we spoke about the different categories. I want you to open up your mind. Think about, where do I fit? And how can I make this different and change people's lives? Okay. So as we're coming together into this space, I want you to see, how could my retreat that I love, that is helping change people's lives, actually be profitable? And if you're already profitable, congratulations. But I want to ask yourself, is this the highest version of my profitability for my business? If I were to consider selling my business at some point, would someone actually buy it? These are important questions to ask ourselves that so many times we just give away, put as granted. But we need to ask ourselves, because we need to start running our businesses like a business. A passion that does not make you a profit. It's a hobby. It's not a business. As simple as that. So we're going to be going deeper into each single episode, into what it entails to actually build a six-figure retreat business. Because behind the scenes, you are changing people's lives. But I am sure you can always do better. Because we never stop learning. We never stop becoming a better version of ourselves. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me.